Howdy friends, Mr. Z here with another week of math. I hope you've had a great Labor Day weekend. Today we're going to continue learning about what we knew about proportions. We're going to take proportional tables and try and figure out what they look like on a graph. Take a look at our two proportional tables here. Let me pull out my pen so it's ready. Great. Take a look and look at this proportional table. I know it's proportional because if I take the cost or the y each time, 0.5 and I divide it by 1, I get 0.5. If I take 1 divided by 2, I get 0.5. If I take 1.5 and I divide it by 3, I get 0.5. And so I know that it's proportional because y over x is constant. So I know that this table is proportional. What I'm trying to figure out today that's different than what we did last week is if it's proportional, what does that mean for what the graph looks like? Well, let's take a look and let's graph these points. If I have 1 and then 0.5, I'm going to place a dot for that first one right here at 0.1 and 0.5. And then it would be 2 and 1, 3 and 1.5, and 4 and 2. And if you don't have graph paper, you can just sort of like make 2 lines on your own paper and sort of like do your best with this work, or you can draw it on a screen just like I'm doing. And if I take a look at these, I notice 2 things. What do you notice about these 4 dots? The first thing that you hopefully notice is that these 4 dots are in a line. The second thing you hopefully notice is that these 4 dots go through the origin. So I know it's a proportion if it's linear, meaning if the dots form a straight line, and if it goes through the origin, which is 0, 0. So whenever I'm looking at a graph, what are the 2 things it needs to do? Then I know it's a proportion. Let's take a look at this next one. I have hours and I have cakes baked. First, I can verify that it's a proportion by using y over x. What's 2 divided by 1? What's 4 divided by 2? What's 6 divided by 3? What do you notice about all of these values? Perfect. So this is a proportion. Now, to see what that graph looks like, to see if it's always true, I'm going to go ahead and graph this 1, 2, 2, 4, 3, 6, and 4, 8. What do you notice about these 4 dots? If you said that they are linear and that they go through the origin, you are correct. So how do you know that this graph is a proportion? Number 1, because it's linear, and number 2, because it goes through 0, 0. If we just take a moment just to make super sure that we're clear, if I draw, and it's not going to be pretty, but if I draw a graph like this, and this is my graph, and I have a relationship that goes like this, is this a proportion? Hopefully you said no. Why is it not a proportion? Because it doesn't go through 0, 0. In order to be a proportion, the relationship needs to show 2 things on the graph. 1, it needs to be linear. 2, it needs to go through 0, 0. Today, you're going to have a chance to practice this, to take tables, to look at the graphs, and to see if they are proportional relationships. Have fun. Take care. Have a great week. Bye.